the Trump administration is claiming a win after the Albanese government lifted a long-standing ban on US beef. Australia's refusal to import US meat was one of Trump's key beefs when he announced tariffs would be slapped on our exports.
Australia bans, and they're wonderful people and wonderful everything, but they ban American beef, yet we imported $3 billion of Australian beef from them just last year alone. They won't take any of our beef.
US Secretary of Agriculture Brooke Rowlands released a statement today congratulating President Donald J. Trump on the major trade breakthrough that gives greater access to US beef producers selling to Australia. Well, hang on a second. The Albanese government has insisted its sudden decision to lift the beef ban had nothing to do with trade and certainly nothing to do with Donald Trump. Here's Trade Minister Don Farrell.
We don't link biosecurity issues with trade issues. They're separate issues.
So it's all just a weird coincidence that our government lifted the ban just a few weeks after Trump threatened massive tariffs on our pharmaceuticals. Agricultural Minister Julie Collins has assured our beef producers that allowing US meat into the country had nothing to do with appeasing Donald Trump and everything to do with expert advice and science.
This is a decision based on science. This has been a science-based assessment. Based on science, it has been done by experts and it is based on science. As I've said, this is a science-based decision. My experts are assured and are confident.
But when pressed to explain the science, she promptly ended the press conference. So can you blame people for being sceptical? After all, we've heard this routine from our political leaders before, haven't we?
It is based on science.
Our medical experts.
The science tells us.
That science and that logic.
Our health experts.
Follow the science.
Exact science. The health experts.
The science is what will get us through this.
Joining me now is Nationals MP Barnaby Joyce. Barnaby, thanks for coming on the program. Do you believe this move had nothing to do with Donald Trump's tariffs? It was all based on biosecurity and science?
Well, first of all, I'd like to concur with the President that we are wonderful people. And next thing, I would say that he seems to have correlated the two things, the change and the negotiation, when really this should be an issue for the Chief Veterinary Officer as to the efficacy of the US system in making sure that bovine spongiform encephalopathy, I think that's it, does not come into Australia. It's not just a risk for the cattle, it's also a risk for you. You don't want to be consuming that meat. Now, it's also not correct that we don't import meat from the United States. We do, but it's just we don't want meat from Mexico or Canada because the control mechanisms there are just not up to scratch. To be quite frank, Australia's going quite well. We have a very good beef market at the moment. I declare my interest. My family are part of it. But and America's still going to buy our beef. They need to. So any tariff is really just a tariff on them. They need the grinding beef for the hamburger trade. So I want to see. I don't want to hear politicians talking about musing about their technical capacity in this field. I want to see the Chief Veterinary Officer stand and give his reasons as to why, and those associated with the sort of stringent oversight on science to give their reasons why, because otherwise this whole thing's a farce. And that's the real danger, because people say, the science doesn't matter. You just, if you put enough pressure on it, they throw the science out the door. That is really dangerous. I hope that is not the case, and it does seem to be a sense that it is.
Barnaby, you've got your knife out for net zero, but not for your leader, David Littleproud. What do you make of claims that your private members' bill to scrap net zero undermines your leader?
No, this is wrong. See, people put out these herrings, throw out these red herrings, because they don't want to. They say, don't talk about net zero because that's really toxic, and people don't like net zero, and the farmers hate it, and pensioners are poor, and small businesses are being sent to the wall, and our nation's becoming weaker and de-industrialised. So how do we avoid this debate? We'll say it's about leadership. Well, it's not. It's not about leadership. It's about net zero. It's not about trying to rock Sussan Ley. In fact, it's definitely not. It's about net zero. It's about making sure our nation stops de-industrialising. It's acknowledging that we are just on the slide massively down to 2 oil refineries, no plastics industry, no fertiliser industry, domestic, no glass industry. We're losing our metals industry. We're having to subsidise our aluminium industry. We've got power prices through the roof. We've got pensioners living in cars because they can't afford electricity. We've got small businesses going to the wall. We've got transmission lines going all over the countryside. We've got swindle factories, solar panels, wind towers have gone up everywhere. We've got secret agreements, capacity investment schemes, paying billionaires more of your billions of dollars, and multinational companies who really are the major beneficiaries. We've got the majority of the globe not even participating in net zero. So this has no effect on the climate whatsoever. It's merely a virtue signal to whom I have no idea, because no one cares around the rest of the world. That's what it's about. And that's why we've got to get out of it, because we've just put two hands around our own throat and are choking ourselves to death.
So let me ask you this, because you've made a great argument that this is a huge issue for our nation. If David Littleproud and or Sussan Ley refuse to walk away from net zero, do they deserve to still lead their respective parties?
Well, see, once I go down that path, James, we start talking about issues I just don't want to talk about. This, for me...
But it is a leadership issue, isn't it?
Number one, it's about our nation, number one about our nation. But for me personally, it's incredibly personal, because I have to I'm at the epicentre in the New England where people are crying, where their lives have been turned upside down, where businesses are going to the wall. We have poor people in my electorate and they're becoming poorer. So this is beyond just politics for me. It is really, truly personal. And that is why I'm in such hot pursuit of it. And I've just got no interest in sort of, oh, yeah, it might be this and it might be that. It's nothing. It's about net zero. It's about making sure our nation gets stronger with China breathing down our necks. It's a fact that we're losing our manufacturing base, and we are just diminishing people. We are making the poor destitute. And there is no morality in that. And when they say other issues, and I brought it up today, I said, well, you know, this might affect teal seats. All the time we do things that would be good, that could be a lot better for us, but we don't do them because that would offend them. Like this offends us. They don't want planes flying over their areas during what now has curfew hours, even though Mascot Airport would work perfectly well 24/7. But we stop it. Out of respect for them. But they do want transmission lines going over us. So, you know, this is a two-way street. You don't hear us jumping up and down saying, oh, you know, it will help all of us. We wouldn't have to build Badgerys Creek. It would save ourselves billions of dollars if we opened up Mascot for the 24 hours where, like other airports in the world, it could work for. But we don't do that. And likewise, I say to the other people, that's really personal to you. This is really personal to us. And, you know, you're destroying our landscape, our environment, everything.
You say this is personal. Chris Bowen has made it personal. He mocked your alliance with Michael McCormack on net zero. Here's what Chris Bowen, the Energy Minister, had to say.
The new dream team, the dream couple, the member for New England, the member for Riverina are out there this morning backing each other in. The member for Riverina said on the Kieran Gilbert show, we're virile and we're out there, he said. The member for New England and the member for Riverina. Now, this is not his Tinder profile. This is his dream ticket. This is his dream ticket. He's not looking to swipe right. He's looking to swipe out the member for Maranoa, Mr. Speaker, is what he's trying to do.
What do you say to that, Barnaby?
How do you think, Mr. Bowen, people who are basically got security guards on their place, police on their place, planes flying over them, how do they think about that performance, Mr. Bowen? How do you think the lady is living in a car because you can't afford a power bill anymore? How do you think she feels about that performance? How do you feel small businesses go who say, mate, 30 to 40% of my expenses now are power, I can't afford it, I can't stay open? How do you feel about that? How about all the workers who say, hang on, if Tomago closes down, I'll lose my job? How do you think they think about your performance, Mr. Bowen? How do you think our nation feels if we're put in basically dire straits and we don't have the capacity to provide the fuel to keep our nation going, and we have no capacity of dealing with the issues that would happen in a time of war because we don't have the basic industries to back us up? Will that be funny, Mr. Bowen? Will you be the number one clown in the circus then? I mean, this is the trouble. This is why it's so damn unpopular out there, because they look at that and they say, well, who, mate, are you talking to? Do you understand what's happening in our lives? Do you understand? Have you got any concept at all about the pain of the cost of living and there's some sort of weird theatre for your mates, for your chums behind you. This is why during the election, I mean, I got to swing to me in New England. He got to swing against him. He got to swing against him, where the Labor Party got a massive swing to them. He can't even sell it in his own seat. And then they hit him under a rock. He'll put AUKUS out of a job because he comes in, pops up, never to be seen again, runs away, never faces up to the people he's causing a problem for. But he thinks he's such a thespian, you know. He's Gilbert and Sullivan. He's De Niro. He's everybody. He's just such a genius. And people get really, really aggravated by him, and that's why.
Barnaby Joyce, I appreciate your time tonight. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.